If you want to go drag racing along the coast of Maine, you're going to have a rough time. The roads are just too twisty and turny. On the other hand, if you're a lobsterman and you think you have the fastest lobster boat in the world, you'll get the perfect chance to prove it right out here on Jonesport Reach. On race day, the lobstermen aren't hauling traps. They're strutting their stuff as the crowd gathers for the races. They've been racing lobster boats in Jonesport and Beals Island as long as anybody can remember.
Oh, gracious, Daddy and his grandfather, they've been racing for, well, ever since they've had lobster boats, I'd say, 150 years or more.
Brian Smith, his father, and his brothers are all racing today. Just thinking about this race can help you make it through the winter.
January 15th was all coming in, had a hot day, out in the winter, cold and just frustrated, you know. And there was 3 of us coming up the reach, oh dear. And we all give it to them. We got side and side right in the middle of the winter, vapor flying, we were racing.
You go race the little boats, you gotta get rid of some of your weight. This is heavy stuff, weight, 200-300 pounds.
Getting really competitive means removing everything that's not bolted down.
The table down below, we're not really going to strip too much out of it, but that's a heavy piece of wood.
It's got a Dominator carburetor, and it's got a big camshaft. She's putting out between 600 and 800 horsepower.
Wesley Shute is the captain of the Daydreamer, but he has another dream, to beat the legendary Benny Beal.
I think about this all, night and day, all the time. If I can get ahead of him, I don't think Benny will be going by me. I hope not.
Benny Beal is the man to beat in this race. He first took the title, fastest lobster boat in the world, in this same boat, the Stella Ann, more than 40 years ago. He's undefeated since then.
Well, you're going to be in the boat builders too, aren't you?
Running them one right back of the other, my shaft may heat too much. We'll see how she acts.
Okay.
Now, we're not always going to win. The days come in, they're going to beat us. Maybe today, maybe next year. That's what makes it interesting.
He's the talk of the state when it comes to boats. Whoever wins the world's fastest down here, that's it. I mean, they're the top of the line. They come here every year, try to beat him from everywhere. They haven't done it yet.
That would be some good boats out there.
Rocky Alley is the chairman of the race committee.
You get to walk around, strut around, say you got the fastest boat. That's what it amounts to right there.
They've come from all over to beat Benny Beal. The Apparition 2 from Booth Bay Harbor. Speculation from Stonington. The Captain Jack from Bass Harbor. The Beverly L. Teacher's Pet. Everybody on the sidelines has an opinion about how this year's race will turn out.
Benny Beal. It's going to take a good man to get by him, but there's a lot of boats here that's moving.
David Schleifer.
Yeah, what's the name of the boat?
Captain Jack.
Captain Jack, that's the fastest lobster boat. What do you think? No doubt about it, this is the hottest show around. Race fans gawk from the shore, and boats loaded with spectators crowd the finish line.
Today you're going to see a nice race. You really will.
Yeah.
Just a little bit of wax will help.
Oh, everything's going to help.
We're outclassed, but we're going to try. We'll try.
There are races for inboards and outboards and draggers. There's a race for boat builders, a gas-powered free-for-all, and a diesel-powered free-for-all, too. For a few hours, everyone who just wants to go fast goes fast out on Jonesport Reach. But the way it looked, nobody was going to beat Benny Beal.
After your first ride on a boat that really clips along and you're part of it and the engine's roaring, the spray's flying, and you're in a hurry, but you're not in a hurry to get to your traps. You're in a hurry just for the beauty of it. It gets you. This is a sickness. I mean, this is the worst vice I've got, but it's still a sickness.
But the final test was still to come, the biggest race of all, to see who has the fastest lobster boat in the world. With a blaring exhaust note and a shower of salt spray, a year's worth of hard work, planning, daydreaming, and strategy thunders down Jonesport Reach. And then suddenly it was over. The Stella Ann lay dead in the water, her engine blown just short of the finish line. David Schlafer took the crown as skipper of the new, fastest lobster boat in the world, the Captain Jack.
He said, this one's for him. That's for his dad, who passed away a little over a year ago, Captain Jack Schlafer. He can't really tell you why he's doing it, but there's emotions, there's things, there's pride, there's a little bit of love, there's a lot of things. I don't know why, but they're all snarled up in this.
Now, after that blown engine, will Benny Beal be back next year, you think?
Yeah, can't help it. Unless they set up some sort of a crisis center for people who are addicted to lobster boat racing up here in Maine, he will probably have to come back.
World's fastest, Captain Jack, David Schlafer. On that bitch. Got a drill, you got a stiff kit for bait, you got a case of motor oil, and a year's subscription to Maine Coastal News.
What is it about it?
I guess it's just, you know what it's like to live in Maine. You know, there's not a lot to do, but there's a lot of pride in what you do, and maybe that's it. Maybe just the pride in thinking that you can do something that's good, real good.
World class.
Well, for what it is, I guess. For what it is, yeah.